Warning: this episode contains topics that viewers may find disturbing, so viewer discretion is advised. The warning you just saw is legit, okay? This is not a joke. This Unc Tales is the craziest story I have told yet. So if you're sensitive about these topics, I would skip this episode, okay? Just wanted to make that very clear. This is not a joke, okay? This is a serious warning. So if you don't like hearing this kind of stuff, just wait for the next Unc Tales. All right, let's get into it. So this was in freshman year of high school, and I was getting on the school bus, and it was Halloween. So, of course, a lot of people were dressed up. I was dressed up at the time, I believe. I dressed up as Soldier 76 from Overwatch. I was a big Overwatch head back in the day. Back in the day, like 8 years ago. Not anymore, but I was dressed as Soldier 76. I liked his costume, it was cool. I bought it at like Spirit Halloween, I think. And so I get on the school bus and I sit down next to this kid. And this kid, I don't know him at all. I think I've just seen him around, but I never really talked to him. And he was a really quiet guy. And I sat next to him, and I noticed that he had like bandages like on his arms and like fake blood on his arms and hands and stuff. I don't know what he didn't really have a costume, but he had like fake blood on him. And I was like, I don't know, I felt kind of awkward, and I felt like I had to say something to him, and I don't know why. I forgot how the situation was. But basically, I turned to him and I was like, "Oh, hey man, like cool fake blood. It looks real." And then he looks at me and he's like, "Oh, thanks, but it is real blood." And of course, I'm like, "Ah, haha, you're joking, blah 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 blah." And I laughed it off, and he was like, "No, I'm being serious." And then from his pocket, he pulls out a razor blade and proceeds to cut his arm in front of me, right next to me. So he pulls out a razor blade and he legit starts cutting his arm and hand, and then blood starts coming out. And then he like smears it, like he smeared it so it looks like faint, fake blood, like bright pink, reddish blood. And I that was like the most scariest thing I experienced during high school. And I have no idea what I said or did after that, because that moment was just too shocking and too like, it didn't feel real. It felt like a movie. I felt like I was in a horror movie. So that happened. He cut himself in front of me to prove the point that it was not fake blood. And then shortly after that happened, I think that kid, I think someone found out, because he was like moved to a new school, and I never saw him again after that. So either a teacher or his parents caught wind of what he was doing, and was probably moved to a new school, or maybe like a mental health facility, because I mean, that kid had some issues with them, and I feel bad, but it's insane that happened to me, and I experienced that, and it's a story I tell because people don't expect that. I was like when I told my friends, they were like, they were shocked, and it was really shocking. I was scared, I was like, what if he starts cutting me with his razor blade or something? I don't know. I mean, that kid had issues, obviously. So yeah, this is definitely the most insane story I've told yet on Unc Tales. I don't know if anything else will top that story. I need to really think about this, but I've never forgotten that moment, and I definitely never will for the future. So thanks for listening. I guess expect some weird, funny, cool, more Unc Tales in the future. All right. Uh, and thanks for supporting me. I really do appreciate it. We're about to hit 15,000 followers, which is insane. The Instagram's popping off. I have like 300 at the moment. So, we're growing, and that's awesome. Yeah, so thank you guys for everything. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye.